First, we have our All-Pro Dad Chapters presentation. Mr. Stephen Oldham, you want to come on down? Appreciate you being here tonight.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Golden. Thank you, Commissioners. I appreciate the opportunity to come to talk with you. As he said, my name is Stephen Oldham, and I work with a company called All Pro Dad. I want to take you for a moment, and I want you to think, reflect, if you will, back in your life. When was the first time or most memorable time that you can remember your dad looking you in the eye and saying, "I'm proud of you"? As you think through that moment, more than likely it was a pivotal moment for you, a meaningful time, maybe a turning point moment in your life. Well, for me it was as well. The picture that you see in front of you was taken on May the 30th, 1996. That was the day I graduated from high school. And that is me and my father embracing, and I remember him vividly whispering in my ear in that moment, "I'm proud of you." I'd never really thought about what those words meant to me or what an impact it had on me, but that moment forever changed me. I am lucky and blessed to have my father still in my life. He and I have a wonderful relationship, and multiple times a week when I see him, he tells me now how proud he is of me. And that drives a whole lot of what I do, the way I father my children, the way I work for the company that I'm blessed to serve. All Pro Dad is a fatherhood initiative of a company out of Tampa, Florida named Family First. All Pro Dad was the brainchild of Coach Tony Dungy 28 years ago now. When he came to coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he met some of his players, and his players began to explain to him that they were new fathers and they didn't have a clue what that meant. And so he began looking for ways to make an impact on these fathers and help them prepare for fatherhood. He quickly realized this was not just something that was needed in the Tampa Bay Bucs organization, but it was needed across the board. And so they began looking for ways to impact fathers in multiple ways. The reality of the world that we live in is that today, 25%, 18 million, 1 in 4 children are in a home that does not have a father in that home. That is a dramatic number, and that hits us in the face when we hear it, but I've always kind of been a glass half full kind of a guy, and so that tells me that 75% of our households, 75% of our children have a father or a father figure in their home. And All Pro Dad seeks to challenge those men to lead their families better, to love their families well, and to make a difference in the generation that is to come. All Pro Dad has multiple avenues and departments, so to speak, that we utilize to do this. We have a 1-minute read a day. We challenge dads to give us 1 minute a day, 1 hour a month, and 1 day a year. 1 minute a day is all it takes to read the play of the day email that dads get from All Pro Dad, written to encourage them, ideas for them to try in their home, things for them to initiate in their relationship with their wives, and ways to raise their children better. The All Pro Dad Chapters program is the 1 hour a month. I'll hit more on that in a minute. And the 1 day a year is events that we do at multiple football stadiums throughout the United States. We do those in professional stadiums. We had one at the Titan Stadium just last fall, and we also do them at NCAA stadiums. We have one scheduled for 25 in Neyland Stadium. The Chapters program is a monthly breakfast meeting that dads attend with their children on the campuses of their schools. We encourage dads to come with their child to the school. They go through a character curriculum that we provide to the schools. The training is provided by us for dads who lead these chapter meetings, and they have discussion with their kids on this character-based curriculum. It's a unique idea where dads and other male role models invest time, begin conversations with children, but then also become a role model for those children. Meaningful conversations, opportunities to encourage, and opportunities to engage with other dads and learn from one another are all wonderful benefits of an All-Pro Dad Chapter program. It's also a benefit to school administrators and principals because it gives them a unique community of dads who are engaged with what's going on at their school and interested in helping and being more involved. The pride moment. The reason I start with that pride moment, because that's one of the more unique things that happens at an All-Pro Dad Chapters event. They have discussion that goes along with whatever the topic is. They have activities that keep everyone engaged and interested. But without a doubt, the most meaningful and the most moving moment is when each dad that's at this meeting stand up next to their child and they say, "This month I've seen you struggle with your math work and you've improved your grade, and I'm proud of you. This week I've seen you help with your younger sister because she's needing some help on her science, and I'm proud of you. I've seen you do better at karate or at football or at baseball, at your golf lessons, and I'm proud of you." This is a meaningful moment that makes a difference in the lives of the children, but then it also makes a difference in the lives of these dads. And what happens when this consistently happens at chapter meetings month after month, then dads begin looking for those moments. So before you know it, a dad is more engaged every day of the month because he's looking for what it is he's going to mention. He's looking for those moments that he can bring out and talk about and brag about his kids. One of the most meaningful moments that I've heard of any chapter meeting was a particular school had been having All-Pro Dad meetings for several years, and then one day it came about time for the pride moment. The leader said, "Who would like to stand and proclaim what they're proud of for their children?" And one of the little girls threw her hand up. The leader said, "Yeah, you want to say something?" She stood up in her seat and she said, "I want to say I'm proud of my dad because I've seen him struggle with his work this week and this month, and he's made a real difference in my life." There wasn't a dry eye in the place after that moment, but it proved that an example of voicing and saying how proud a father is makes an impact for years and years and years to come. The benefits are without a doubt. I'm grateful to Mr. Edward Moss. He arranged for me to come to you and speak to you on this topic tonight, but as he and I were talking today, what we've realized is the issues that the Department of Juvenile Justice sees each and every day with kids are the exact same issues that over 28 years of the chapter program being existing in schools, we've seen those exact same things improved. When dads are more involved in education, children's grades are better, their attendance improves, their behavior problems are fewer, and they're at school more and more engaged. It's a win-win for families, for students, and for schools. I'm so grateful to be able to do this job and to meet with schools and to meet with community leaders and promote this type of a programming. But what I always end the conversation with is I say, here's the deal. I can give you a community of dads who are more involved in your school. I can give you the kids who are involved in this program better grades, better attendance, fewer behavior problems. What can you imagine that would be worth to a school to have that kind of a program? And our program cost each school $100 a year. $100 a year to have families growing, have students more engaged, and have dads more involved. If that's not a win-win, I don't know what is. I hope that someone today tells you how proud they are of you, and I hope that there's someone in your life whom you can make a difference in and tell just how proud you are of them as well. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the time. I'd be glad to answer any questions. I'm going to stick around and be here, so if there's anything that you'd like to talk to me about, I'll be here and serve as a resource for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oldham. Appreciate you, sir.